Okay, I wanted to make this short history-ish video from an undisclosed location on the northeastern coast of the United States. Just because this is a very small, quiet community, so I'm not going to give the name of the particular island I'm on, but it's off the coast of Maine. Okay, so this right here is ground zero for the Battle of the Atlantic. The Battle of the Atlantic was the submarine war during World War II with the German U-boats attacking Allied shipping and trying to cut off Great Britain from supply, which would have defeated Britain. And this is really ground zero. Ships, Liberty cargo ships, were built all over this area, especially in Boston, if I understand, maybe somewhere else. I think Boston built quite a bit of ships. This island is basically has huge gun emplacements on it down that way. This is an observation post, very well preserved, huge gun emplacements. And this is a spot where they would have watched for German U-boats trying to get close enough to where they could possibly even sneak in this harbor, which will remain nameless. Probably people can guess, but I'm not going to name it. And they wouldn't, want to take pictures. They were usually not looking to sink anything this close to the coast, because to do so for a German U-boat would mean certain death, because the planes would be there was air coverage everywhere here. But German U-boats, as I understand, did manage to get close enough to here, even landed personnel, I guess reconnaissance personnel, maybe even sabotage personnel. I'm not sure the whole story there. And this whole island was designated during World War II to be this observation post. And Winston Churchill said that the Battle of the Atlantic was the most tenuous period of time, the most tenuous moment for the British, because the Germans did in the first few years, from the early 40s, 40, 41, 42, especially gearing up in 41 when the phony war was over and the Germans invaded Poland. Then they started to go after British shipping in earnest. I think they were before even that, but they were very successful at first, and Britain was hanging by a thread, at the same time being bombed by V2 rockets and occasional airplanes that made it through I'm sure not many made it through the British air coverage. But also, people don't realize that this effort from the United States didn't just reach out to Britain. In the summer, the United States was able to transport a lot of supplies and cargo to the Soviet Union. And you start seeing in the 1944 campaigns on the Eastern Front, M4 Shermans pop up on the Russian side. And the Russians, they loved the M4 Shermans. Of course, they didn't think them as superior to their T-34s, but they loved the M4 Shermans because they were they were a relatively simple, robust design. It was fast, and that's very important. And so people don't realize the effort was also extended to the Soviet Union, and that's kind of after the war, they tried to kind of erase that from history. The Soviet Union depended on these shipments as well. And, you don't start seeing that really make a difference until 1943, 44, 45. That's when, the blockade, that the Germans' attempted blockade of shipping was essentially broken through advancements in basically anti-submarine warfare. The Allies started to use a lot of very advanced, radar and ASTIC sonar, which is active sonar that the U-boats couldn't really hide from. And the air coverage got a lot better. The airplane coverage was actually probably the most pivotal. And it kept the U-boats basically underwater most of the time. They couldn't even surface even at night a lot of times. So that's where, that's just a tidbit of history. We need to remember this because, after World War II, during the Cold War, they tried to erase the fact that the United States indeed shipped through these same ports, up this same shipping route out here from Newfoundland over to not only England, but also the Soviet Union when those ports were open, when they could actually get, you know, shipping in there. So there's that. I just thought I would give out that little, you know, history tidbit. I am out.